Hello and welcome. My name is Phil Smith, and I have some exciting stuff for you today. What I'm going to go over is I'm going to teach you how to become a lead generator and a business loan broker. The reason why is I have made $5 million since 2015, since I started doing this full time. And I'm now providing this training program because I want to teach people how to be successful doing these businesses. That is a picture of me. I'm holding a beer and I am in Mexico at the time. That's actually my wedding day. I put that picture up because I want to show you that I'm just a regular person. You don't need a fancy degree in order to be successful doing this. It doesn't matter what your skill level is. You can be successful doing this. I want you to understand that I do make now, it says over $200,000 per month, but it's actually higher than that. It's over $300,000. But I am a Facebook marketing expert. I'm a lead generation expert. I'm a business loan broker expert, and you can schedule a call so you can speak to us at the end of this webinar. So it's very important. You can speak to us directly if you have any questions, and of course, I'm sure you will have questions. Now, when you do these webinars, I want you to understand that, obviously we don't know each other. You probably never even heard of me before. So what I need to do during this webinar is I need to prove to you that, number one, I am successful. Number two, that I do this business every single day. And also that I can teach you how to do it. Because if I'm not an expert, how am I going to teach you how to do it, right? So I need to teach you, or I need to prove to you all these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some videos and just some things that I've done. So the first video I'm going to go over here, and I have a ton of video content because, again, I've been doing this for a little while. And I've been building up this content so I can prove what I do to you. So the first video is going to be me at a conference called Money 2020. It was in Vegas, and I interviewed a couple of lenders. Some of them I knew, some of them I met at the time. So I'm going to play the first one for you.
I'm here with Roy Furman, CEO of C Capital. We're at Money 2020. So how's the show going for you, Roy?
The show's been fantastic. Thanks, Phil. Very productive, a lot of insights, and it's great to see what the cutting edge technologies and what people are talking about and what we can expect in the future of payments.
Right. So tell us a little bit more about your company, what you do, and what companies that you can help.
Yeah, so we specialize in providing funding for startups and early stage business owners. Now, when most people think of a startup, they think Silicon Valley, that kind of thing. That's not what we specialize in. We help the average business. It could be a retail business, a restaurant, a food truck, a mechanic, an architect, really just your average business. And what we found was there was a big niche that was being underserviced. So those early stage business owners, they may have good personal credit, but they don't have strong financials in terms of their business. They don't have any traction yet. So a lot of lenders were really neglecting those folks.
Okay, so that's Roy Furman, again, owner of C Capital. I've been working with C for a couple of years now. They're one of my clients. They buy leads for me in my lead generation company. And, we met up obviously at the show, and I did an interview with him. The next interview is going to be with BFS Capital. BFS Capital I actually met at the show, but they were willing to come on camera. Now, you might actually be seeing here that I have a CBS microphone. Recently, I was on a TV show myself. I'll show that a little bit of that interview in a minute. And that aired on CBS. The host of the show, we really got along. She really liked me, so she asked me to come back on the show. And then when I told her I was going to this conference, she asked me to get some footage for her show. So that's the reason why I have a CBS microphone, because that TV show is on CBS. So let me just play a minute of this.
So I'm with Billy Rosenberg. We're at Money 2020 in Vegas.
Yes,
how's your show going for you?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
So far, so good. It's good to be here.
Okay. So you're at BFS Capital.
Yes.
So if you don't mind, just tell us a little bit more about the company, who you target, and how you help companies out.
So we lend money to small businesses. We do both a merchant cash advance and a working capital loan. We lend anywhere from $5,000 to $500,000. Short-term money, anywhere from 4 months to 18-month payback. Typically for people who can't get conventional financing or are awaiting conventional financing, we're a really good solution for them.
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward real quick, and I want you to hear a part of this video because I specifically asked him another question on purpose, and that question was, how do brokers affect your company today? Is there a demand for business loan brokers? Because obviously that's what I'm going to teach you how to do. I'm going to teach you how to become a business loan broker. There's a huge demand. But let me let you hear him say it.
So one last question: where do you see ISOs or brokers or in your marketing channels? Do you see a demand for them going forward?
100%. I mean, 90% of the business we generate is from our broker channel.
Okay.
And they're the lifeblood of our business.
Right.
We have a direct sales channel, but really the lifeblood of our business is the broker channel, and we love them.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
So as you can see from the horse's mouth, you talk to most of these companies, they're all going to say the same thing, but I want you to hear it from them because there is a monster demand. This industry is booming. It's supposed to more than quadruple in the next couple of years. So you're in the right business if you're serious about making money from home and turning, be able to make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month is possible because this industry is booming and there's a lot of demand. So this next video is actually of someone who joined the training. I'm just going to show you 20 seconds of it. It's just a testimonial.
Hi, my name's Tom Condit. This testimonial video is for Phil Smith and his business loan broker program. I've been in the program for about 2 weeks now. I've gotten my website set up. I probably took about 2 weeks to get it set up, but that's because I do have a web design and development background, and I probably spent more time on it than the average person. But overall, the training has been awesome. It's definitely an industry I didn't have any experience in whatsoever, but now after going through the training and doing my own research, I do feel like I have a better understanding about it and can actually get on the phone and confidently talk to people about it.
So again, I'm not going to force you to watch everything, but all these videos are going to be in the training and stuff like that, so you can watch them later or whatnot. Yes, 2 weeks is definitely a long time to build a site. You don't need to wait it doesn't take you that long. You can literally get it set up in a day or so, but he was more of a, I guess you could say, cared more about the tiny details and just put more time into it than you really need to. But that's fine. Everyone's a little different. Here's this is Brian. He makes about $250,000 a year doing this. He was one of the first people I ever taught how to do this.
Hey guys, Brian Keith here. I just wanted to make a quick video for you guys and let you know about the business loan broker training, Facebook training. I've been working with Phil Smith for approximately since 2005 on and off. I've done the business loan brokering Facebook stuff with him for the last 2.5 years. My first year I generated $214,000.
So I've known Brian for a long time. We did some other business together. So when I started this up, he's like, "Hey man, I'm interested." So he was one of the first people to get in, and he's been making a ton of money ever since. So this is James. I actually did an 11-day video case study on James, which you can watch later. He started making money literally in 11 days from getting the business off the ground.
Hello everyone, my name is James Vasquez. I'm here to talk about Phil Smith's Business Loan Broker Academy. I just want to give you a little bit of background about myself. Formerly, I owned a business where I actually had a retail operation working inside an office space, if you will, dealing.
So James owned a business before. He got out of it, and then he was looking for something to do, so he got into this. So, Brian is one of those people that never had experience doing this. Tom, another person, never had experience doing this. James even never had experience doing this, but James did have business experience as an owner, but he never had experience doing this. So it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your background is. You can do this as long as you want to put the time and effort into it. This video, I literally log into my bank account. Okay, so I literally log in. I'm not going to show the whole video again. I'll just show the first 10 to so seconds. It will be hard for you to find somebody that provides a business opportunity or training program, whatever you want to call it, like I do. It's going to be hard for you to find somebody that's actually willing to log into their bank account and show you their income. Now, before I get to that, just in case it's the first time. So again, you can watch this video later if you want in detail, but this video, I literally log into my bank account. I show over $250,000 a month coming in. And now last month that's even top 300,000, and so it's it's hard to find somebody that's willing to provide this much access to them personally in a training program like this or a business opportunity like this, because most people it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. I gotta be honest with you. So and obviously you're worried about that. So I know you're worried about that. So that's the reason why I make all this content. This video, I generated over 28,000 leads in the month of August. So I just made a video logging into my lead distribution software, and I prove it. I show exactly how many leads I generated in August, and obviously going backwards, I go all the way back to 2015 in the video. So I'll play it for a minute. It is September 1st, 2017. I am making this video because August is over, and I'm going to show you how many leads I've generated in August and going back from there. Now, if you don't know what I do, and this is one of the first videos you're watching, I am a lead generator. I generate all of my leads off Facebook right now, and I teach people how to generate leads for themselves off Facebook, and I also teach them how to become a business loan broker. So again, you can just go watch this in the back end if you want. The next one is how I fly for free on JetBlue. Because I spent a ton of money on marketing. Now again, you don't have to spend a ton of money on marketing. I don't want you to compare yourself to me today. I want you to compare yourself to me in 2014 when I first started doing this, and I was spending $20 a day on marketing. Now I spend a lot more money on marketing. But again, I'm showing this to prove that I really do what I say. So we fly for free on JetBlue. We go on a ton of vacations, a ton of flights. We did 18 round trip flights this year alone, and all for free. I wanted to make this video to show you basically how I fly for free. This year alone, we've done 18 round trip flights absolutely free through JetBlue. You can see I'm logged into Barclays, which is who JetBlue uses this credit card through. Right now it's the middle of August, so you can see August 18th, so again, this will just go through all the payments and how much I spend per day essentially on this credit card to get the points. The next one is my original interview I was telling you about on CBS. I'll play this for a minute.
With us now is Phil Smith, and he is an entrepreneur, and he has sold many companies. He's built many companies. He's just like one cool guy, and I wanted to have him on because his next concept is amazing, and I think it might be helpful to you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Man, I didn't even know how to introduce you or what to say about you, except that you're awesome. You have a company now that you forged on your own, basically because you wanted to work in your pajamas.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Okay.
So since 2006, I've been on a mission to work from home, make as much money as I possibly can. In 2014, I essentially figured it out on a very large scale. So since then, I've been doing very well as a lead generator, and I help companies find business loans. So I work with lenders. I generate the business loan leads for them, and that's what I've been doing since 2014. So recently, I figured, let me teach people how to work from home. I figured it out by myself. I believe that anybody can do this as long as you have the do not quit attitude.
Okay.
So.
All right. So again, you can watch this later, but you're not getting interviewed on CBS if you're some crackpot, right? So these people checked me out. I am now meeting Huffington Post in a couple of weeks. I'm having the local Newsday is a local newspaper here. They want to do a spotlight on me. Innovate Long Island, I'm talking to Long Island Business News. So these are the things I'm starting to do to build my brand, show my credibility that I really do this, and all of these people check you out. I mean, they're not putting you on TV or writing about you unless they do their research and know that they're not putting some scam artist on their paper or on their website or on TV. So just so you understand. So let me go into this a little bit more. So I'm going to show you the exact blueprint of how to be successful. So how to dominate Facebook advertising so you can make a profit on every dollar that you spend. How to make at least $30,000 per month as a business loan broker. And the reason why I use $30,000 a month, because that's what I made my first month. All right. Now I'm not saying that you're going to make that your first month. Obviously, it all comes down to you, your work ethic, and how much time and effort you're going to put into this. So, but I use that number just because that's what I made. So why lead generation? It applies to most businesses. It's a great lifestyle business. It's completely automated. You can work from anywhere. You make money on demand, unlimited income potential. And again, I've made almost $5 million since 2015. Now, what is lead gen? Lead gen means I put an ad on Facebook. Somebody clicks on that ad. They go to my website. They fill out the form, and I sell that lead. That's lead generation. So what I want to teach you is how to generate those leads for yourself to become a business loan broker. All right. So you generate a lead for business loans. That lead comes in. You contact that lead. You get the information you need to get them a business loan, and you work with the lenders. I'm going to give you access to all the lenders. All right. So I'm giving you everything business in a box. I'm going to hand you this on a silver platter. You just got to put everything in motion. So why business loan brokering? Well, as you heard before, it's a booming industry from the interviews I did. That's number one. Number two, it's really difficult for companies to get a loan. You can't go to Chase, Capital One, or Wells Fargo and get a loan. You can't do it unless you've been in business for 2 years, you have great credit, you have collateral, you have a tremendous amount of cash flow. It's basically the people that really don't need it or the people that get it at a traditional bank. But the alternative finance space, this space that we're talking about here, this space, these guys give loans much easier, okay? So the average commission, because it is a higher interest loan, because it's a higher risk loan, you're going to make on average $2,000 every single time you put a deal together. That's crazy. What else can you sell where you're not even taking money out of the person's pocket and make $2,000? This is why Wall Street people make a lot of money, right? Because they know how to do this stuff. So you can do this from home, from wherever you are in the country, and I'll give you everything you need to be successful. Again, I made $30,000 my first month. You can work as much as you want, part-time or full-time. You want to work on a beach, want to work anywhere, doesn't matter, right? Because you're doing nationwide. This isn't local. You got to go and meet people in person. This is all over the phone, all right, or text or email. Recurring income. Now, what happens is someone gets a loan, and 70% get another one. About 3 loans per year are done per company. So that means you get a company, you get them a loan. They're probably going to do 2 more over the next 12 months. So that's your book of business. That's your recurring income. And it's unlimited income potential. No one's going to tell you you can only make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. You can make as much as you want. And there's tens of millions of businesses need loans. It's not like everyone has enough money. 90% of companies, small businesses, need money. Go ask any business owner you know and say, hey, do you need some money? They're going to say yes. It's very easy to get loans approved, and you don't need a license. All right. So the lenders in some states like California, they're more restrictive. But as a broker, you don't need a license. And again, it's very easy to get these loans approved based on the criteria that these lenders have. So it's short-term business loans, like you heard BFS Capital say, like up to like 18 months, they'll go out. So it's relatively short-term, but they are higher interest. The massive profits, about average $2,000 per deal. Bad credit's okay, no personal guarantee, no collaterals needed. The minimum revenue is $5,000 per month. That's all they need to do over like, a few months. That's it. Think about that. And the joke around town is, does the business owner have a pulse? Okay, they're approved. Now, one other thing I want to show you, Inc.com named this industry, the short-term business loan industry, the number 3 biggest money-making industries in 2017. So I'm going to bring this other page over here so you can see we're on Inc.com. Meet the biggest money-making industries of 2017. I'm going to read this to you. So number 3, financial services. Companies that aim to manage, process, and store currency are also some of the largest revenue generators. In 2016, financial services on the Inc. 5000 accounted for $17 billion in sales, compared to $14.5 billion in 2015. That includes companies such as Small Business Owners of America in Columbus, Ohio. They are a lending firm that provides short-term financing for businesses, short-term business loans for companies. All right, now they do other things and stuff, but that's what they're talking about. The short-term business loans is the number 3 biggest money makers in 2017. This is a great industry to get into. Next, I'll go over some common questions that people like to ask. Do I have to sell? Now, you don't have to sell. You can actually work with the lenders, and they'll do the selling for you. But I recommend that you build a relationship with the business owners, because when you're building a relationship with the business owner, well, guess what? They're going to want to do more stuff with you. You can sell them more services. When you get somebody $10 or $20 or $50 or $100,000, well, you can go back to them and say, hey, you need a website designed, you need hosting, you need this. You can work it out where you can start selling other services and make money doing other things. That's a big way to increase your profit margin. per each client that you work with. Now, for a business loan broker, like I said, use lenders to sell for you. You send them their leads, they'll take care of it. That's an option. Again, I recommend you work with them directly, but that's up to you. For lead generation, you don't need to sell anything. You set up your marketing so you make money on your traffic. So leads come in, they get sold. You're not speaking to anybody when it comes to the lead gen side. I sell leads in my lead gen company, and leads are distributed 100% automatically. I don't speak to anybody. So another common question that I get is, does this business work? If the business loan market collapses, so will the United States economy. Business loans works. It's a monster industry. It's one of the backbones of this country. So it's not going anywhere. Of course it works, okay? Now, it's only getting bigger. Like I said, it's supposed to more than quadruple in the next couple of years. And there's 30 million businesses need loans. That's the number. 30 million need loans. So this industry is amazing and it works. Why do I teach people? Okay, if I make so much money, why do I do this? That's what people ask me. So digital services is a great business model. This is digital services, e-learning, all that stuff, whatever you want to call it. This is a business. It's a business in itself. Okay. Now what's happening is more people want to work from home, but they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. They don't have a business, ready to go for them. So they're looking. The amount of people that need a second income in this country is astronomical, compared to the 80s and even 90s, going even back to 70s and 60s, right? It was always a one-income family. Now you need two incomes to be successful. So people are saying, all right, can I get a third income? Can I get a fourth income, right? What can I do? So this is a big deal in the e-learning space. So I am now providing services in that space. Don't look at it as like, well, why are you successful? Why are you teaching people? Say, oh, wow, this guy's successful and he's teaching people. Think of it as a good thing, not a bad thing. So will this work for me? A lot of people ask. A lot of people say, I know it'll work for you, but will it work for me? So, of course, listen, this will work for anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your background is. As long as you don't quit, you're going to be successful in anything you do. It's not just this, just anything in life. As long as you don't quit, you'll be successful. Quitting is the number one reason why people don't succeed in anything. Even going to school, college, whatever. If you quit, you're not going to make any money. Anyone can succeed at any business as long as they put their head down and have a failure is not an option attitude. That's the key right there. You will be successful in anything you do. Another question I get. How much time do I have to put into this? This is actually a really bad question to ask. It's the wrong question. You don't want to ask this question. What you want to, because number one, I don't know your skill level. I don't know anything about you. So how could I even ask that question anyway? Well, this is what you should say. You should say, I will do whatever it takes to be successful. That's it, done. I will do whatever it takes to be successful. Don't ask me how much time you have to put into to be successful. Do you go to your job and say, how much time do I have to work every day to really make sure I don't get fired, right? I mean, that's what it sounds like. So just do whatever it takes to be successful. That's it. You'll be successful at a lot more things in life if you do that. So now this training, just so you understand, it's a one-time fee. There's no fees. Not like you got to pay thousands of dollars a month. There's nothing like that. Once you're in forever. So there's no rush. You don't have to sit here and be like, oh my God, I have to make money in 2 days or else, I'm going to go bankrupt. Take as much time as you want because, again, as long as you don't quit, you'll succeed. A lot of people ask me, what type of success do other people have? I always say, do not compare yourself to other people because who cares what other people are doing? You have to look at something yourself and say, hey, can I be successful at this? Yes or no? And yes, I believe anybody can be successful at anything. That's just the way I am, and that's why I am successful because I believe that. The average person in this country makes $30,000 per year. $30,000 per year is the average salary in this country. Think about that. The average person will never succeed in business because they don't have the right mentality. They don't have the right mindset. It's not because they physically can't be successful. They can. Anybody can be successful. The problem is the average person does not have the right mindset to be successful. They look at everything like, I go to a job, I go to work, I do my thing, whatever. They have their mindset of what they need to do. A lot of people don't like hard work. A lot of people don't like to take risk. So they don't have the mindset to be an entrepreneur. It's just never going to happen for them. But if they did have the right mindset, then they could be successful. If I cared about the success of others, I would never have started a business. Because guess what? I don't know if you know this, but 70% of restaurants fail in the first year. But does that mean that there's no more restaurants? Of course, there's restaurants going up every single day, right? But 70% fail. So if I told you that 70% of people did this training and didn't make any money, you'd be like, oh my God, I shouldn't do this. But that's a dumb thing to say to yourself, right? Because who cares what other people are doing? You should care about yourself. 70% of restaurants fail in the first year. So restaurant owners will say, oh my God, I'm never going to start up another restaurant. No, that's dumb, right? They have their ideas, and maybe they're the ones that are going to be successful. That's why entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs. Now, listen, I'm not saying that 70% of people fail doing this, just so you understand. I'm not saying that. There's a ton of people having success in this. But failure is not because the business didn't work or I can't make money in it. It's because people fail at something typically because they didn't put enough time and effort into it, right? They didn't do anything. I'll give you a quick thing. I met a guy locally to me, joined the program, joined the training. A month later, reaches out to me again. It's like, I haven't made any money. I'm like, oh, why haven't you made any money? Have you set up your website yet? He goes, no, I haven't done anything. Well, yeah, you didn't do anything. So why would you think that you're going to make money if you literally haven't even done step one, right? That's the reason why people fail. And I'm not even saying he failed. He's still doing it. And I said to him, I'm like, listen, it doesn't cost you anything to stay in this. You're in this forever. So you know what? Start putting the time into it now. Don't worry about it. Just do it. And maybe it'll take him a little bit longer, but I believe that he will be successful eventually, as long as he puts the time and effort into it. So will you saturate the business loan market is another question I get. If Chase, Wells Fargo, Capital One, and Bank of America have not saturated the business loan market, I will never saturate the business loan market. Tens of millions in marketing has not saturated this market. These companies, Chase, Wells Fargo, they spend tens of millions of dollars in marketing, and they have not saturated the market. So there's no way that me, working from home, will saturate the market. Even if I bring in 100,000 people into this business opportunity, we will not even come close to the money that the major banks are spending on marketing. There's just no way. So don't worry about that. Are there other fees? Listen, to get this business going, the domain name is $1. You can get a domain name from GoDaddy for $1. You can get web hosting from GoDaddy for $12 for the first month. First year. $1 per month for the first 12 months. $12 for the whole entire year of hosting. That is it. That's the only money you truly have to spend. That's it. $12, $13. All right? And again, I do not force you to spend more money. There's other things you can certainly spend money on, but you don't have to. Next question. I kind of touched on this before. I believe that you can do this. People say, Phil, I believe you do this. I do, but I don't believe in myself. Now, listen, that's not really a question, right? So I can't really answer that. This comes down to the individual. This comes down to you personally. You have to, number one, just believe that you can do it. And if you ask me, I believe anybody can do this. It's really not that difficult. And there's another thing I'll throw in there that I've kind of learned over the last couple months. Because when I started getting interviewed on TV, I was very nervous. It was not something I wanted to do. I like to be the guy behind the curtain. I like to hide in the corner, essentially, and do my thing. Throw a pizza box under the door. I'll be happy, right? That's me. I don't like to be put in the spotlight. I don't want to be on TV. I really don't. Me holding that microphone at the Money 2020 conference in Vegas and doing interviews, that really wasn't my thing at all. It's not something I really wanted to do. I was very, very nervous. But now that I've been doing it, now that I was on TV once and then on TV twice, it started to become exciting. So that nervousness turns into excitement. I was like, wow, this is actually cool now. I want to do this. That's the way that people say. They're so nervous to start a business up. They're scared or whatever the case may be. But after they start it and they pull that trigger, everyone says, man, I'm excited now. I want to do this. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's what you want to do. You need to get over that hump and turn the nervousness or scaredness, if that's even a word, into excitement. So 2014, let's go back in time. I don't want you to compare yourself to me in 2017. I want you to compare yourself to me in 2014. Because in 2014, I absolutely knew nothing. I've never done a business loan, never ran an ad on Facebook. I knew absolutely nothing. I figured all this out by myself with no help, no mentor, no one to teach me anything. And I've turned it into a business that I've made now $5 million in 3 years. That's insane when you think about it. So can you do this? Sure. Listen, I've owned businesses in the past, right? I've in 2006, like I said in that interview, I started working from home because I said, I'm done. I don't want to work for anybody. I don't want employees. I want nothing. I just want to work from home. And for the first few months, I made nothing, right? I was like, oh crap, is this really going to work? But I didn't quit. I had the failure is not an option attitude. That's what you need. And if you compare yourself to me in 2014 when I basically knew nothing and I was just trying to figure this out, fine, compare yourself to me back then because that is the truth. And that's where you are today, and that's where I was, and I figured out with no help, you can easily figure it out with help. All right, so now I want you to kind of take a little journey into my life because the only reason why I started doing this business and started working from home and everything is because I wanted to spend more time with my family. I didn't want to deal with employees. I wanted to live the life that I wanted to live. So I always tell everyone, build a business around a lifestyle that you want to live. That's what you need to do. And that's what I did. And it's more work. I gotta tell you, it's a lot easier to go to a job and sit around for 8 hours and work half the time. And that's really what happens, right? But when you work for yourself, it's more work, but I gotta tell you, it's more gratifying. So my wife is a vacation freak. Okay, we go on literally like 10 vacations a year. So I'm going to take a journey. I want you to come on me with a journey right now into the last 12 months of my life when it comes to vacations. These are all the places I went. There's actually one more on the list that we just went to recently. I just haven't put it into the PowerPoint. So when I go away, I usually get a hoodie and I get a Christmas ornament. That's my thing. So this past January, we went to Vegas because we fly for free. Like I said in JetBlue, we're also Mosaic on JetBlue, means you get on a plane first. So this is usually what it looks like when we go on a plane. We went to Vegas. I actually gambled on the Super Bowl this past year for the first time I ever gambled legally, I guess you can say. We checked out porn stars. We're in Vegas. So we took the kids to Camelback. This was over Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, over New Year's. They have a huge water park and a tubing thing. Can't even think of the name of it right now. So Rocking Horse Ranch, we went late last year. They also have this mountain tubing thing. Did this fun stuff. So the kids loved it. We went to Ocean City, Maryland, late last year as well. Again, this is all a lifestyle business. This is what we do. This is the life that we want to live. We went to Puerto Rico this past April, obviously before the hurricane. This is a lot of fun. Kids loved it. They have a huge fort there. I forget the name of it, but it's built in like the 1600s. It's absolutely amazing. We took them to Hershey Park around 4th of July this year. This is a lot of fun. Me and my wife go to Turks and Caicos. We stay at the 7 Stars Resort every single year when we go. This is our alone time, I guess you can say. They give us a card every time we go because we come back every year. Again, we go for our anniversary. This is typically what it looks like when I eat because I'm a big eater, as you could probably tell, and I eat like a beast on vacation. They have a really cool restaurant. It's in a palm tree plantation called Coco Bistro. If you're ever in Turks and Caicos, highly recommend it. It's the only restaurant that we go back to every single time. We took the kids to Disney for Halloween. That was a lot of fun. If you ever went to the Magic Kingdom for the Halloween party, I highly recommend it. It was amazing. We've been there the last 2 years, and they see those big buckets of candy. The kids literally, no joke, had 7 pounds of candy. We actually weighed it. So it was crazy. So this is it, right? 45. It's technically 47. I didn't put in. But, going to Dallas and Austin actually next month. We're going to Punta Cana to the Nickelodeon Resort, and you can see all the other ones. So this is basically a year's worth of vacations for us. Technically, it's 47 nights because I didn't throw in Kalahari, which is a big indoor water park in Pennsylvania. So this is why I do this. I want you to understand that. Right? This is why I do this. So is this for you? You want to work from home, work in your PJs, have no boss, and are free to do what you want when you want, spend 45 nights a year on vacation like me, then this is for you. If you truly want to start a business, but you need guidance, maybe you failed before like we all have, or just need some help, yeah, then this is for you. I can 100% unlimited support. If you want to learn how to quickly build a business that produces monthly income that exceeds your annual income, then this is for you. Listen, I made 30 grand my first month. Forget about what I make today. I made 30 grand my first month. I'm not saying that you're going to make 30 grand your first month, but even if you got to the point where you're making 30 grand a month, that's what the average person in America makes. $30,000 salary is the average salary. So that's monthly income that can exceed annual income. Do you want a simple business that you can run from home on a beach? Yeah, then this is the type of business you want to get into. Now, I want you to walk before you run. Forget about, I know I'm talking about making millions of dollars. Let's talk about making thousands of dollars. Making thousands of dollars is easy, okay? And I know that's the average person just wants to make an extra 3, 4, 5,000 a month. I get it. So let's start there. Let's get to that point and then start to get past there. Because when you start thinking about making millions, it's too big of a hill, too big of a mountain to climb. So let's just worry about making a couple of grand, all right? So listen, what am I going to show you? I'm going to teach you the lead generation business on Facebook. What that means is I'm going to show you how to generate leads off Facebook, business loan leads. Then you're going to take that business loan lead and you become a business loan broker. And beyond that, you should become a business loan consultant. You should sell more services. And those are the things I'm going to help you out with. I'm actually going to be rebranding this training soon as small business consulting, not just loan brokering. All right? Because I want you guys to make money doing a lot of things, not just one thing. Now, maybe you don't have a marketing budget, which is totally fine. You don't need to spend money in marketing. That's the great part about this. Many free marketing techniques out there. You build a local brand. You can do that, right? If you want to, you can build a local brand through local marketing. You have local networking groups or industry-based networking groups, right? You have LinkedIn. LinkedIn has groups. You have Craigslist ads. You have Facebook groups and pages, right? You have word of mouth. You can work with local bankers, right? Someone walks into a Chase Bank and they get denied. Well, what do? You go to Chase and you work with these bankers. How do you do that, right? You go to local networking groups like a Letip or something like that. You start doing local networking. You meet people, and then you meet a banker. Usually there's a banker involved in all these. You say, hey, Mr. Banker Man, how about you send me all your turndowns, all your denials for business loans, send them to me. Hey, give the guy a kickback if you need to. All right, so this is James' case study. James did a case study for 11 days, and he started making a profit. Now, I don't recommend that you spend money on marketing when you start. I really don't recommend it. I want you to save your money. But James didn't listen to me, and he started spending money, which is fine. So this is how it worked out for him. He got 100 leads that cost him $770, so that's $7.70 a lead. He ended up closing one business loan deal. He made $3,000 off that one deal. He also closed 5 credit repair deals. So I'm also going to put you in touch with some credit repair company so you can actually start making money on selling golf credit repair, because every single one of these leads has bad credit. So you might as well take those people, send them into a credit repair company, and try to make some money. Now, he was making $100 per deal, so he's making $500 or 5 deals. So the total revenue was $3,500. Total ad spend was $770. Profit $2,730, and he did that in 11 days. Right? Now, even if it takes you a month to do that, who cares? Right? You made $2,700 in a month. No big deal. Take it and run with it. If it takes you longer, no big deal. You can always ramp up later. Right? James is making a ton of money now doing this. So anybody, look at Brian's making $250,000 a year. I got this guy Ali in Texas. I think he's up to almost $500,000 this year. That guy Tom, he's making money. There's a lot of people making money doing this. All right, now I want you to understand. When you look at me, Phil Smith, as a lead generator, and you say, "Wow, this guy's making $2 million a year." Oh, it's all crap. It's all not real. Let me tell you, man. $2 million in a lead generation space is nothing. I know these guys, National Marketing Source in Florida. I know they're pulling in over $5 million a year. Concussion Media in Florida, another group of guys I know they're pulling at least $7 million a year. Powers Marketing in California, I know they're doing at least $20 million a year, probably more than that. Fluent, another company in New York, they actually was sold recently. They were doing $126 million a year in revenue. So when you look at me, trust me, I am small. I am not. The lead generation space is a huge business to make a lot of money. I have not met anybody in the lead generation space that does not pull in $1 million a year. 100% have not met anybody that does not pull in $1 million a year in a lead gen space. Why? Because it's an amazing business. It's the profit. This is what happens. You start generating leads. Let's just take, for example, business loans, right? I first started generating business loan leads. Even if you only make $1 profit per lead, just $1 profit per lead, oh, what do? You go generate more leads. The best thing about it is it's easy to generate leads. It's easy to do volume. So even if you look at my business and you say, hey, well, Phil does 1,000 leads a day. Even if I only made $1 a lead, it's $1,000 a day. That's 30 grand a month in profit, right? I know guys doing auto finance. They do auto finance leads. They make $2 a lead profit. Actually, it's probably even more, but let's just go with 2. They generate 2,000 a day, 2,000 leads. That's $4,000 a day in profit, right? What is that? $120,000 a month in profit. It's over $1 million a year, easy, right? Right there, done. So it's amazing how many people out there are making a ton of money in the lead gen space. But I'm telling everyone, start with the brokering and start learning lead gen as you go. So Fluent, that company, this is a clip of them selling their company. You can read on the bottom that they sold. And they sold for $100 million and about 15 million shares of stock. So those guys walked away with a ton of money. So how I started this journey, like I told you, I dropped everything in 2014 to become a business loan broker and a lead generator. It's a scalable business model. There's no need for employees. You use the lenders to sell your leads if you want to. And again, I've generated, well, it's actually 5 million. This is I worked off an old PowerPoint and I forgot to change that, but I'm almost up to $5 million now. All right. So some income proof. So here's a tax return from 2015 on the bottom right, the red box, 1.579 million in 2015. 2016, bottom right, 1.2 million. And this is also 2016 to 394,000. So that's a total of 1.62 million in 2016. I have 2 companies. So what do you receive with the training? Unlimited support via email in the Facebook group. I'm going to introduce you to lenders. And I'm also going to introduce you to my personal contacts at some lenders. Show step-by-step instructions on how to set up Facebook marketing. And I'm going to give you step-by-step instruction on how to set up your website. I'm going to provide you with the paperwork required. And, there's some cool software out there to make your life easy. I'll show you all that stuff too. And I'm going to continue to add training modules. Like I said before, I want to start adding the small business consulting. So I don't want you to just think it's just business loans and that's it. There's so many other ways to make money with these business owners. So realistically, this is 2 training programs, 1 price, but there's no way to split them up. This is it. This is all you got. So, but it's realistically, there's plenty of people out there that do this type of training that would split this up into 2 training programs, and they try to charge you thousands of dollars for each one. Right? So, but I don't do that. I just give you everything once in one shot because this is how you're going to make the most amount of money by having all this knowledge combined in one training program. So, lead generation. Every company needs leads. Local, construction, restaurant, cleaning. They all need people walking through their door or calling them up, right? They need leads. Nationwide. Online products, services, insurance, mortgage, tax relief, student loan consolidation. There's so many services, nationwide services that need leads. It's a monster industry. Business loan broker. You can make thousands on every deal you close, massive profits. It's a proven business model. We all know business loan industry works. You can just duplicate what I do. That's all you're doing. You're just duplicating. I also have an affiliate program where I pay you 50% commission if you get someone to join this training. So, hey, after you're in, you join my affiliate program. Hey, you start sending some traffic in. You can use the same leads that you're generating for the business loans. You send them over here. If they pay, you get 50% commission. So it's just an additional revenue stream. You can even use free marketing. You don't have to use paid marketing. So that's fine. Okay. To start up any new business costs thousands to millions of dollars. Think about a franchise. A franchise, can you really get a franchise for less than 50 grand? Legitimate franchise? Not really. And realistically, it's going to cost you a lot more than that. In my case study on James said it cost him $70,000 to start up his franchise. He owned a franchise before this. Cost him 70 grand. But then on top of that 70 grand, he had to set up his office, he had to get employees, he had to buy stuff. So he was probably in it for 80, 90, 100,000 total before he even started the business. Think about that. It's a lot of money. And I guarantee, and one of his videos that he made, he said, he goes, I've never made as much money doing business loans as I ever made owning my own franchise. He couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. And he works from home. He spends more time with his kids. It's absolutely insane. He's like, it's life-changing. He goes, he doesn't understand why everybody is not doing this. So, and he made a profit in his first 11 days. All right. So, during this webinar, I'm going to do a one-time offer, right? This program costs $2 grand, $1,997. But I'm going to give you a one-time offer for 2 separate payment options. You can pay a one-time fee of $997. That's it, one time, done forever. You can also use PayPal Credit and pay 0 interest and 0 payments for 6 months. Or you can pay 2 payments of $597. Okay? So now listen, one-time option. You pay one time $997. It's going to be $1997 after this webinar. But you can pay $997 now. You can use PayPal Credit and pay 0 interest and 0 payments for 6 months. Or you pay 2 payments of $597. Those are your options. Okay, now let me explain something. What else costs $997? Just think about this. I'm giving you a whole business in a box. Something that's made me $5 million, and I'm going to only charge you $997 to join. If you just went out and got a website created, the average company charges between $2,000 and $5,000 just to create a website. I'm giving you this whole business for $997, and I'm showing you for free how to build a site. I'm giving you a site for free. You normally, if you own a business, doesn't matter, restaurant, whatever, and you need a cool website design, it's going to cost you between $2 and $5 grand just to build that site. Almost 5 times the amount of money that costs for this whole entire business. So when you look at it that way, it's like, really? This is actually really cheap. Franchises, like James, he spent 70 grand. Realistically, it's probably at least $50,000 just to start a franchise. It's insane. Forget about office, training, employees, insurance, and all other fees. It's just to buy the license. A PR firm, I know this because I actually looked out to see how much do PR firms charge, because I'm doing that myself, right? I hired a PR firm. They cost at least $3,000 per month for a legitimate PR firm. Sure, you can get everything cheaper in life, but if you want quality, right? So $3,000 per month, that's $36,000 a year just to do PR. And I'm giving this whole entire business for $997, one-time fee. Online marketing. I used to own a digital marketing company. I used to do that. I was a consultant. I charged people at least minimum. I would not get out of bed for less than $2 grand a month. And that's just for online marketing. $2 grand a month. And I'm giving you, as part of this $997 one-time fee, I'm giving you all the knowledge that I have to do your own marketing. That I normally would charge a company at least $2,000 per month. Now I'm giving you everything for a one-time fee of $997. Listen, if you want to go create a company, go to New York, whatever state you live in, and go try to create a company, LLC, S corp, whatever. It's going to cost between $300 and $500. Just create a corporation, right? And just so you know, you don't actually need a company to do this training. You don't even need a company, just so you understand. So, is $997 a lot of money for this? No, it's not a lot of money for this. Are you kidding me? It's hard to find a business that you can start for less than $1,000. Plus, it's even harder to find a business where you have access to someone that has had massive success with it, right? $5 million in 3 years. Where else can you go where you have access to somebody like me that's willing to give you unlimited support and pay $997 and that's it? One-time fee, no monthly fees. It's impossible to find. So that's why this is a really, really, really good deal. So this offer expires at the end of the webinar. Click on the button on the right-hand side that popped up. And for the rest of this webinar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this video play. And it's actually a video of Brian. I did a little interview with him, and you can hear what he has to say. So join. You can also schedule a call, like I said before. And if you want to schedule a call, go ahead. I just wanted to do a quick video here so people can actually see that we're both real people and kind of give your side of the story. So if you want to quickly just go into when I first contacted you, what was your reaction and how did you get involved in this?
Well, just to go back, me and Phil started out actually working together probably, like we said, around 2005, 2006, doing various different home-based businesses. As a matter of fact, when we first met, I actually had met Phil through somebody else and taught Phil what I was doing, and Phil actually became really good at that. And then as the years went on, we actually stayed in touch, and we've done various businesses together throughout the years. And I'd say around 2.5 years ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, Phil had contacted me and was telling me about this thing he was doing with business loans. And at the time, I was doing something else, and I was making decent money at it, and I didn't jump right in it at the time, which, looking back now, is probably the wrong move on my part. If I would have jumped in right away, I would have made in the millions. But not saying I haven't made a lot of money. I've done in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands in the last 2.5 years. And it first started out when, Phil was actually teaching me how to fund loans by ourselves. So what we would do is we would go out, we would try to generate some leads. We would actually call the customer up. We'd actually get their application. We had some lenders that would fund the loans, and then we'd fund it and we'd get a commission. Then we kind of started taking it to the next level. We were like, hey, we're starting to generate so many leads. Maybe we can, sell these leads. So we started learning how to do all this Facebook marketing. And we perfected Facebook marketing, which is, if you've done Facebook marketing or you haven't, it's pretty difficult to just learn what to do. You can lose a lot of money really quickly. So what we did, we learned how to put up ads. We got customers that actually buying the leads directly from us. And when we first started, we did things completely different. Facebook changes all the time. So when Facebook first started, we started running ads for $100 an ad, $200 an ad, to where we were spending $1,000, $2,000 on an ad a day, and we were getting certain lead costs. Then we started delving into it a little more, and we figured, hey, let's see what happens if we run ads at a smaller amount. Maybe the lead costs will come down. So now we started running ads at say a couple $100 a day instead of $1,000 a day, and we were finding out that the lead costs came down even more. Then we were like, hey, what if we run ads at $10 a day? So now we're like, okay, let's run 100 ads at $10 a day and see where that goes, and our lead costs have dropped even more. So that kept us profiting, more and more money as we were going along, and that's where we go to this day. We just, as Facebook changes, we adapt what we're doing to the rules that Facebook comes up with, and that's where we stand right now. We do what we need to do at the time, and we can teach you how to do the same thing. And we want to teach you how to do everything. We want you to learn how to be able to fund the loan yourself, how to be able to find a buyer, how to be able to sell the leads, to do exactly what we've done, and we take the guessing work out for you because we've already done it. So that's kind of in a nutshell, what we've done and what I've learned to do over the last 2.5 years. And just last year alone, I can show you, because I have proof. I can show you my 1099 from Phil, but I made, I think, roughly around $220,000 last year. And this year I'm set to I'm going to finish up at more than that. So this is a business that's, it's like none other. And if you just put in a little time and effort, it'll change your life.
Yeah, it's funny listening to you say all this, because, you just summed up 2 years of just doing all this work, figuring out Facebook in a minute. And it took us, a long time to figure all this stuff out. And that's the thing, by living and breathing it every single day, watching campaigns, see how they react. Because Facebook changes over time. And just like any marketing, Google, even if you jump into LinkedIn, any type of advertising platform is going to change over time, and how much they charge you, how the leads react, figuring out which leads to go after. Remember when we first started, we were doing a lot of interests, and we would do the demographics in Facebook, and we would target the interest. And I remember I sent you 30 different interests to do. Remember that? And then what happened was, after that, what we did was we said, oh, okay, let's do lookalike audiences. And then we kind
Right,
of
target audiences and look-alike audiences.
Yeah.
That's all stuff that people teach you how to do. And you'll see once you start doing your look-alike audiences and custom audiences, now your leads will even start, you'll actually even pick up on your leads because now you're getting it to more people instead of the same people. You're just going to the same type of people that already hit your ad to begin with. We'd have no way of being able to do that without creating those audiences and be able to start generating our own leads at first to be able to create the new audiences. So that's people have to learn how to do is create the beginning, start doing the ads, get some leads coming in, create the audiences off of that. And that takes a little work and patience, but I got to tell you, you're not going to have to sit and work at a 9-to-5 job all day with your boss yelling at you. You're going to be able to make a lot of money on your own time and run it the way you want to run it.
Yeah, so just to clarify, you brought up the business loan brokering that we did, and then you brought the lead gen. So just so everyone knows, there's actually 2 training programs. One of them is being a business loan broker. That's how we originally got into this business. We were generating leads for ourselves, calling the leads up, getting them loans, making approximately about $2,000 a deal. It was a great business. That was I think we maxed out about $30,000 a month for doing that business itself on a per person basis because you can only talk to so many people in a day and whatnot. So, but what happened is then we started realizing that, well, hey, we can just sell these leads, scale it, and make a lot more money. So we went from making, let's just say, $30,000 a month to hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. So part of the training, we split it up and we said, all right, here's your become a business loan broker. You can do very well if you don't mind talking to people and going through that process. And then beyond that, you can become a lead generator and go into that business. So it's really 2 separate businesses, but they're pretty much doing the same thing. So just so everyone understands that.
Right. There's a huge opportunity because you're not just sitting back with one thing. So you have 2 things you could be doing, and in reality, you could actually almost be doing them both at the same time.
So one question I have for you, if you want to go into it, is explain how you felt it was doing the business loan brokering and how easy it was to get the business owner a loan.
Okay, well, you got to remember, most of these businesses probably some of them are big, but most of them are small, so traditionally it's really hard for them to go to a bank. And basically, the way these loans are funded, it goes by their sales per month. So if somebody does $10,000 in sales per month, they can get a $10,000 loan. If they do $50,000 in sales, they can get a $50,000 loan. And what's easy about it is that all a customer needs to provide is 3 or 4 months bank statements, just to show that they're generating those sales. And pretty much they could have funds in 24 hours. So it's easy. It's the easiest way for a person to get money if you need money in a timely fashion. Going to a bank, it's going to take these people sometimes 60, 90, 120 days to get their loan, where we can fund them in 24 to 48 hours.
But also the problem is a bank will never give most of these people a loan to begin with, so that's not even an option anyway.
Right, so they probably wouldn't get a loan from the bank, and it's simple. All I need to do is to say, hey, they send me their 3 bank statements, we give them to our funder, the funder comes back to us usually even the same day with an offer, we go back to them, they accept the money, and then we get paid our commission. It's as easy as that. It's like just a couple-step process.
Yeah, so there's only 2.
Remember, too, because the leads are coming into us, we already know, it's not like you're just cold calling somebody. We know they want a loan, they're coming to us for a loan. Right, so we're just calling them back and saying, okay, here's what we need from you to get your loan. Right. So it's a pretty simple process. Everybody is receptive, and they're going to give you their bank statements, and you're going to get the loans done.
And actually, talking about the business loan brokering, when we did it, we were only selling one type of lead. We were doing merchant cash advance. So meaning, they give the loan based on the future receivables of the company, right? That's that company where we talked about that got funded on Shark Tank.
Right.
And that company happened to call me. But anyway, the one thing I wanted to go over was now with the business loan brokering, people can actually do high credit score leads. That means if someone has a credit score of over, let's say, 650, and
Right.
they do less than $10,000 a month in revenue, which is the cutoff for merchant cash advance, you can actually do more for those people now. So now you can make money in those leads. And then you have the startup leads. Now there's something to sell those guys. So anybody who does business loan brokering today actually has more loan products to provide and can make a lot more money because the lead cost is a lot less.
Right. So we went from just doing like, loans like we're talking about, like they had to do at least 10K in business. Now we're doing loans for, we're getting people startup loans. We're even able to help people with low credit scores get their credit scores repaired and prime them to be able to get a loan. So there's different products that we have now from when we first started. We've evolved, tenfold from when we started. Phil started, I told you, 2.5, 3 years ago. I've been in it with him now for less than that, obviously, because I didn't jump in right away. But there's a lot more that there is to offer at this point in time.
So let me ask you this. Because we're doing more of the lead generation now than we are doing the brokering, for the lead gen part, how much time do you really put into that on a daily basis?
Okay, so what you need to do every day, there's certain things you need to do. You're going to be doing mostly Facebook advertising. You need to, watch your ads. Make sure you need to go into Facebook every day, look at your conversion ratio, see what your cost per lead is, and make sure your ad's performing. If an ad's not performing, you're going to want to turn it off, maybe put up a new one. You need to have a business Facebook page. You need to keep up on the page. In the morning also, people are going to send you questions, messages, and then you're going to need to stay up, keep up on comments that are on the page and answer any comments that people have. So that takes a little time, but I would say you could do this business in a couple hours days, tops. A couple hours a day, tops. And that's a lot. I mean, but you could put more time into it if you want. You could work at this 8 hours a day, get more companies to buy leads from you. I mean, there's so much you can do, but you can still make a lot of money just doing this in a short amount of time.
It's funny because we have this conversation a lot when I say, I ask you, what do you tell me what you want to make money doing, and I'll give you something to make money in, right? And
some days it's one thing, some days it's another thing, but,
there's always ways to make money, and that's what people don't get, and they don't really understand how easy it is to make money online because they don't have the experience, they don't have the knowledge, which I understand, which is what we try to teach people. But all you really need to do is be willing to work, and you can make a killing. And when I say killing, listen, what the average person in America brings home like $2,000 a month. I mean, can you imagine if I told you that you just had to make $2,000 a month? I mean, you'd be like, I don't even really have to work half the time. I don't have to work 90% of the time to make $2,000 a month. That's easy.
And I've been working, so you guys, I've been working at home for myself since around 2005. I've never gone to work since 2005. And every year I live comfortably. I'm just so you guys know, I'm from New York. I moved to Florida 4 years ago. I live in one of the top areas of Florida, Boca Raton. I'm about to close on another brand new house right now in a couple of weeks. And I don't ever leave my house. I just work out of my house. I get up in the morning, I do my thing, and that's it.
Pretty much every day by 9:30, I hear from you, or you hear from me at least once. And we both know we're just going to be sitting in our house trying to get ready for our day. But that's it. And half the time it's like, you're like, oh, I'm running out doing things. And that's the lifestyle. I love the lifestyle that this type of business brings. And that's just working from home in general. It doesn't have to be lead generation. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It's just working from home.
And what's cool is, you guys, especially with what we do, and there's times where I'm on vacation, Phil's on vacation, and it doesn't matter. You come back, the money's still going in your bank account. You bring a computer to wherever you are, you sign on in the morning, you make sure your things are going good, and you go on your vacation the rest of the day. I mean, that's what your life can be like. And I'm just a normal guy. I'm not like different than anybody else. Neither is Phil. Look at us. We're not sitting here in suits and look like we're like high profile people on Wall Street. You don't need to be. I'm sitting here in a t-shirt. I'm in Florida in a t-shirt and shorts. That's how I work every day.
And in the winter, I wear a hoodie, I have like 30 of these stupid things, but that's all I wear every single day. A friend of mine, I told you, a friend of mine got fired from his job or laid off, whatever. Came over my house the other day, and he's like, "Dude, you look like you just woke up." It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, "This is how I am every single day. I don't need to go anywhere, so what's the point?"
Yeah, it's definitely a lifestyle change. And I mean, it's actually, if you have kids, it's good because they have more time with your kids. I mean, whatever it is, like right now, it's 2:24 here. My daughter comes home at 3 o'clock. She has a flute lesson. I get to take her to a flute lesson. Otherwise, how does it get done? Two people are working. Your kids is there to help the kids. I'm always here to do whatever we need to do, and it doesn't matter if I leave. And I still make more money than most people that are going to their job from 9 to 5.
Right, exactly. You know what it is? I was actually watching an episode of Shark Tank where Mark Cuban said, "I would rather work 80 hours a week for myself than 40 hours a week for someone else."
Right.
And that's the truth. I don't mind. I'm up till midnight typically. Stop working around midnight every night just because I don't mind doing this. I don't mind working harder for myself because I know every dollar I make goes in my pocket, not some corporate bigwig, and I'm just making whatever I make every day.
Yeah, I agree.
But so for anyone watching this, I just wanted to make this video. I called up Ryan. I said, "Hey, listen, you want to make a quick video, kind of just going over the lead gen stuff, the brokering stuff, our daily lives." I personally, like you were saying about vacations, my wife's a vacation freak. I've been on 7 vacations this year alone. My friend that came over the other day, when I told him that, he kind of looked at me all weird. He's like, "Are you serious?" I don't broadcast this stuff to people I know. If you don't know me personally and you don't talk to me frequently, you don't know what I do. You don't know the house I live in. You don't know the cars I drive. I'm a very private person, and very few people know that much about me. But it's that's just a lifestyle. So that's what I love about it.
I'm the only one that knows everything about you.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to bore people and just keep this going. So I guess we'll kind of leave it at this. Anything else you want to bring up?
I just want to say one more thing. If you do decide to work with Phil, you'd probably be working with me also because I do a lot of the work also. But what's good about this opportunity is anything else that we do in the future, because we're always looking at other things as we go along to build on what we're doing. You would be there right with us, and you'll always know what we're doing. There's always more room for more opportunities. So that's just what I want everybody to know that also.
Yeah, that's really true because we sold movie boxes in the past. We've sold different types of training programs in the past, and even just simple lead generation campaigns that we just do on the side that we just test out and just make money in. We obviously broadcast that out to everyone that's working with us and tell them what we're doing and set them up. So anyway, there's always a lot on the horizon. It just depends on how much time and effort you want to put into it, how much money do you want to make, and that's pretty much it. It all comes down to the individual.
That's it.
So anyway. All right, man. So we'll talk soon, and
all right, cool.
We'll leave it at this.
All right.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, over and out.